For more on the future of AI, let's bring in Axios business reporter Nathan Bomey. Nathan, how soon could we see AI job losses, and is the government ready to respond?
Well, the CEO of Anthropic is saying this could be 1 to 5 years when we see some sort of wipeout of entry-level positions. So this is obviously the big debate, is how soon. I think no one really is questioning at this point that this is going to happen. It's really just a question of sooner or later. And I think adoption is speeding very fast. And there is a sense that this could be a gradually then suddenly type of situation where all of a sudden we see massive adoption and massive wiping out of jobs.
Better understanding of what's going to be affected. What kind of jobs can be automated by AI, and what jobs definitely can't?
Anything that's repeatable is going to be automatable. I think that's one way to think about it. So if it involves data entry, for example, it involves data analysis, if it involves anything that has to do with sort of rote work that doesn't involve human connection, to use the phrase that your reporter used earlier, I think that's a really important way to look at it, because if a human can do it and the robot can't, well, then that's helpful. I mean, human can have conversation with people, can make those human connections, and that's one thing that the robots can't do, at least not yet.
But Nathan, I gotta ask, these AI CEOs, they're putting out this warning, but they're also selling us a product. So why should we believe this prediction?
I think there's no doubt that they have an incentive to say that AI is happening sooner rather than later. And I think there is some reason for skepticism here. I think there's a last mile challenge. They think about this with regard to autonomous vehicles, for example. They've already designed vehicles that can drive about 99.9% of the way, but it's that last 0.1% that can be very challenging. So I think that's going to be the case here too. AI is going to get to a point where it may be able to do almost everything, but if it can't do quite everything, then there's still going to be a role for humans.
All right, we know AI isn't all doom and gloom, so what are the positives within the future of AI?
I think one area to look at that everyone can agree would be positive would be medical innovation. If AI can take all the world's medical research papers, crunch the data within seconds, and determine whether there could be a new diagnosis or a new clinical treatment or perhaps even a new drug, that's one way I think we could see AI have a really positive development in our lives.
Nathan Bomey, thank you for your reporting.